just wanted to talk about 3 tips for talking about fees with clients. I know that talking about money in the therapy room can be really hard and awkward, and it's frankly sometimes feels weird just to charge money for what we do. But it's important that we run a business. If you have a private practice, it's a business, it's not a hobby. And for that service that we provide, we charge money. So tip number 1, talk about fees early and often. Don't, wait until they're about to sign the paperwork and be like, oh yeah, by the way, this is how much I charge for a session. You should mention that, when they reach out initially. If you provide a consultation, talk about it on the phone. Have your fees all over your website, wherever they need to be. Just make sure your fees are very clear and that you're talking about it early on in the relationship so people can decide if they can afford it or not. My second tip is to practice saying your fee. I find this to be really helpful, especially every time I raise my fees or anything like that. I'll stand in front of the mirror and I'll just say, I charge $225 for my sessions. And they tend to be, 50 minutes long. And then I stop. I used to jump in and say, oh, but if you can't afford that, then I offer a sliding scale, or let me know if that's too much. And I used to kind of be wishy-washy about it and weird. But it's not up to us to decide if a client can afford a fee or not. So it's really important just to state your fee, be clear about it, and don't be weird and wishy-washy. So just practice saying that over and over again. Practice with friends, whoever you want to practice with. And then my third tip is to be very, very clear if you do offer a sliding scale, what that entails, what it looks like, who can qualify, or if there are any qualifiers for it, and when you would like to reevaluate, if someone should remain on your sliding scale. So for example, I don't take on anybody at a sliding scale rate currently in my practice. So I offer sliding scale to current clients if they have the financial need come up. And what I have done is I create, we talk about it and I check in with clients about how things are going and all of that, especially if I'm getting the sense that, money is a stressor. I encourage my clients to talk to me about it. And so we'll talk about it. And if a client asks, I can't afford this right now or something like that, that's when I say, all right, I have X amount of sliding scale spots available right now. And then we come up with a plan. And the biggest part of this plan is when we're going to reevaluate. So, you don't want a client who says, oh my gosh, I lost my job, I can't afford to come to you anymore. And you say, you know what, that's okay. Like, we'll do $10 a session or something like that. And then, a week later they get a new job that pays them 3 times as much, but they're still paying you $10 a session because you didn't come up with the time to reevaluate that sliding scale spot. So just make sure you have a clear path on how you want to reevaluate your fees and all of that. And that's so important too. It'll make the client feel more secure talking to you about it because they'll know what to expect. They'll know, oh, it's been 3 months. It's time to talk about this fee again. It makes it a lot easier. So those are just 3 quick tips. And definitely go check out the Blue House Wellness blog for a longer, more tips and a bit more in-depth information on how to talk about fees with clients.